How's it going, everyone? My name is Reloading64 and welcome back to Buried, an interactive story. Last time we left off, we went down into the elevator. The doors opened and whew, this is where the chapter begins. Also, it is very late, so I'm not gonna be as loud. I know I've just been reading these, but just letting you know that it's very late and people are sleeping, so I won't be that loud. Begin chapter 3. It's also why I'm really close to the mic so you guys can still hear me. There's stuff in here. Lots of stuff. We follow Marcus into what I can only describe as a control room of sorts. There are countless computer screens, some of which are obviously coming back on from having been shut off. Everything looks extremely complicated, from screens filled with code and data to what is obviously a security system. It reminds me of a miniaturized version of the Operations Center in just about every space travel movie I've ever seen. Marcus is running from one screen to another, apparently looking for some pertinent bit of information. Where's the first aid kit? I snap at him. Marcus stops in his tracks as if he has forgotten the whole reason for bringing us down here. Oh yeah, he says, rushing to the left side of the room. There he hunkers down by an open panel on the wall, what I assume is the emergency vault from where he got the rifle. We should probably peer into the vault. There might be more guns in there and he might try to overtake it. Look at the computer. Vault. Peer over the marked shoulder and the vault is open. It's much larger than it looks from the outside. It's partially filled with file folders marked classified, a few rounds of ammo for the rifle, a peculiar plastic kit filled with syringes, and a locked black box. As Marcus digs around, one of the folders slips open. For the split second it's open, I see a scanned document and a color photo. The photo shows a male corpse with its guts on the outside of its body, as if it has been turned inside out. There's also a massive swelling in his head, almost like his skull is about to explode. Marcus slaps the folder closed, and then I turn my attention to one of the syringes. It's filled with a violet-colored fluid that, while rather pretty in color, looks deadly. Marcus finally pulls out the first aid kit and turns around. When I look back to motion Dennis over, he's paler than ever. Come on, I tell him, but he's not moving from the place on the floor where he sits against the wall. I slide the first aid kit over to him and go scrambling to his side. Between the struggle for the rifle upstairs and arriving in the room, he's faded fast. I struggle to lift his shirt up and then over his shoulders as the dried blood holds it in place. The mere act causes him to grimace. This might hurt a little, I tell Dennis. He only nods. He doesn't seem to care. Pull his shirt off gently. We gotta rip it off, like a band-aid. Do it quickly. Figuring that the old rip-off the bandit metaphor applies here, they tear the shirt off of him quickly. Plus, I don't feel like we exactly have a lot of time. Dennis lets out a scream of pain and fury. What the hell, man? Sorry, I say, casting the bloody shirt aside for a moment. Wincing in pain, he leans back against the wall and takes a series of deep breaths. His wound is more visible now, although it's partially hidden by the blood that has started to clot around it. My medical knowledge is slim, basically just a bunch of basics I learned in Boy Scouts. I look over to Marcus hopefully and ask, you have any training? 0, he says. Sorry. It's just as well. I guess he's far too concerned with what's happening in the monitors to be of any much help anyway. I start by taking off the several rolls of gauze within the kit, wipe as much blood as I can away from the wound on his side. It's even worse than I had figured from the start. The gash is deep and dark. I'm pretty sure it's infected too. He's going to need stitches, that's for sure, but I have no idea how to even start that. Besides, I don't see the tools for it in the kit. When I splash rubbing alcohol over the wound, he responds with a hoarse yelp of surprise, but nothing more. His eyes are locked on me, and he looks appreciative, but he's also scared. Be honest, Dennis says hopefully. How bad does it look? You think I'll live? We gotta be honest with him. It looks really bad, Dennis. Because he needs stitches, and we don't have stuff. We gotta be honest. Don't sugarcoat it, Dennis says. He looks defeated, but not really surprised. I keep quiet because I feel like I've already said enough. He rests his head against the wall and closes his eyes as I finish up. I place one layer of gauze against the wound and bind it with medical tape. I then reinforce it with a second layer. I know it's meager, but it's all I can do. Shit, Dennis says. I'm a goner. This was a waste of time. His whole body deflates as he says this. Maybe I should have been a little more encouraging, but I didn't see the point in lying to him. I look back to Marcus, and he is looking back at us, deep in thought. My eyes starting to really swell up from where he kicked me earlier. Maybe I shouldn't have let him off so easily. Are there first aid kits all you have in this facility? I ask him. If there's something better, I don't know about it, he says. I notice then that his defensive posture is no longer there. Something is different now. Just a slight change in his demeanor. He's seen something in those monitors that has him frightened more than he already was before. What is it, I ask? What's wrong? His eyes travel around the room, and it's obvious that he's trying to decide whether or not to tell me the truth. Let's look at the monitors. Rather than wait for him, I get up and scan the screens behind him, seeing if I can find any clues I had missed moments ago. For a few moments, I see a few things that even I can comprehend hidden in the complex information on most of the screens. On one screen, I see what looks like a power meter that is slowly climbing upwards. A single message is flashing beneath it. It reads, "Unexpected power failure for an entity." Another message trickling along the bottom of the black screen says, "Safety locks on level 3, containment doors engage, override." I see still scenes on a few other screens that I assume are security cameras showing hallways and passages from elsewhere in the facility. One of them shows the first level hallway we were just in a few minutes ago. Another shows a hallway I don't recognize. The floor is covered in blood. From just off the screen, I see what I think might be a human body, but it's bent in an impossible way. It looks like the body's legs and torso have somehow been merged or melted into the floor. What the What's wrong with the system? What happened to that person there? Melted in the floor. This reminds me a lot of the whole what was it called? The Philadelphia Project? I think that's what it was called. It's a project that apparently was top secret, where they were dealing with time travel or dimension jumping. I forgot which one it was. But they were on a boat, and then when the boat came back, apparently the crew came back merging with the boat. Like their body parts were through the boat and things like that, and they were all in pain. What's wrong with the systems? This place has backups for its backups, Marcus says. It's not ever supposed to suffer a full electrical shutdown. What does the foreign entity mean? I ask, hoping he has a sane answer. I have no idea. That keeps coming off and on. Whatever it is, it keeps entering and exiting to set off the sensors. What the hell, I ask. There's something still happening. We're still in danger. He turns away, clearly fearing he has already said too much. And as bad as that is, there's a scene on another monitor that makes my blood go cold and my fear spike to levels somewhere near terror. It seems very familiar. It's a logging site. The equipment is unmistakably mine. I can even see my truck. Something like fury starts to rise up in my guts, momentarily pushing aside the fear. For a moment, I consider just tearing into him, a few punches and shove against the wall and nothing more. I want answers and I want them now, but I'm not sure which to provide more answers, asking calmly or kicking his ass. Alright, let's question him calmly. We won't get anything out of just beating the crap out of him. Besides, he could probably help us if something happens. Could you please explain to me why you've been spying on my crew? My anger is prodding at me, and I have to hold it back again. It's near the surface, demanding a release. It was part of my job, mine and a few others. Your crew has been watched ever since you set up your equipment. Why? Because you're working with heavy equipment, some of which digs into the ground less than a mile from a secret government facility. I had no idea of that, I say. How could I have known? Marcus gives me the same crooked, trembling smile that is beginning to creep me out. Because those things would draw attention to this place, he says. You have no idea how secretive this facility is. Besides, I know what the higher-ups looked into. Your site isn't on government land. It's shy by about 300 yards. Every piece of your equipment is on private property, the timber tract you purchased from Mr. Gladstone 2 months ago. So even if we wanted to intervene and keep your crew away, we couldn't have without stirring up a fuss. The fact that someone with such a low-level clearance knows this much about my logging crew is unnerving. If you've been watching us, why didn't you recognize us when we met in the hallway, I ask. He shakes his head and exhales, like it's obvious. The cameras have a bird's eye view. I can't see faces, we just track bodies and names. So they've been spying on us this whole time. So where the hell is my crew? We gotta keep calm. Keep calm. Since you have all this surveillance, do you know where the rest of my crew is? I do my best to keep my voice level, even though my impulse is to shout. Well, Marcus says all of you were on the site as usual before the incident. It had been a few hours since I had checked, though. They might have come near the facility or maybe not. I don't know, he says, this casually, like it's not important. Well, are they inside the facility, I ask? You have cameras everywhere, right? Do you see them? Marcus shakes his head. I've been looking all over and I haven't seen your crew. They aren't. They're here. But he adds, the lower levels don't have any cameras classified. I'm not sure how they would have gotten there, but it's a possibility. I'm still shocked that we were being watched. Do they know everything about us? I'm telling you, Marcus said, the depth of influence in this facility goes deep. There are 36 employees down here. Outside of those employees, only 5 other people know about this place exists. What do all these people do here? I ask, keeping my voice level. He doesn't even pause to consider if he should go any further. He actually laughs when he gives me the answer. I honestly don't know everything, probably very little. But what I do know is that it is more than black ops. What does that mean? I ask. There are scientists here who have been disowned by their own governments because of the nature of their work. You get it now? I don't, not at all. But I don't want him to know about that. You said there are 36 employees, I say. Where are they now? He shakes his head. As far as I know, everyone else is gone. Gone where? He points to the screen that still informs us of the unexpected power failure and cringes. His power failure was not corrected in time, there's no telling. But they're here in the facility somewhere, right? I ask, hoping someone will be able to help Dennis better than I can. I just don't know, Marcus says. They could be anywhere. Look, I say, furious with the way he is talking in riddles. I don't... Ah, God, Dennis says. Look over to him and he looks as pale as a ghost. He stood up and his eyes are locked on the monitor closest to him. What? I ask. He simply points to the monitor and he then looks away. Looks at the monitor and see the logging site. More specifically, I see the overturned dozer and the legs sticking out from under it, wearing work boots right where I left them. Shit. The fact of his death seems abstract, almost like it happened in some other world or a very long time ago. Know that you already told me he was gone, Dennis whispers, but it's different actually seeing him. Oh my God. Suddenly something blazes by the open door outside. The shape is fast and in shadow, but I am pretty sure it's a person. Someone else is here, Marcus says, wheeling around. He sounds very happy to discover this, so I try to follow his lead. Something bad happened at this facility, then surely the sight of another survivor is a good thing, right? We should check it out, he says. I realize this isn't the best moment to leave Dennis after revisiting Tony's death all over again. Someone just ran by the door, I tell him. Hopefully it's someone who can help us. It's fine. Go see who it is, he says, giving me a mock thumbs up. I turn to Marcus and notion for us to head out to investigate. Let's be careful, Marcus says. Depending on who it is, they might not be as hesitant to shoot a stranger as I was. I nod at him as I head for the door. I'm still holding the rifle in my hand, and I don't know if I have the guts to actually use it if needed. With the final look back at Dennis, I run out into the second level hallway. Ooh. So should have I tried to get the body out and bury it or something? I don't know. Oh, this is awesome. The fact that the choices that you made is still kind of affecting. I wonder if that's gonna happen. If all this is gonna affect the ending. Ooh, nice. As follows, there's still fear in his eyes, but also the slightest glimmer of hope. That hope is contagious. We take off after the figure that just ran past the command center. Ahead of us, the facility presents yet another long hallway. Right away, I notice that this level of the facility seems darker even though the lights are all on. The hallway is adorned with numbers, yellow doorways with large white panels along the walls. It's clean and well maintained, but there's something ominous about it. Up ahead, I see the fleeting motion of something dark cutting quickly to the left down a corridor. There, I say quietly, pointing up ahead. Marcus gives a nod and we continue chasing after the person we saw blazed by the command center just moments ago. Then occurs to me that this person could be like Marcus was at first, armed and scared. We should go slowly. We reached the interaction in the hall. I'd seen the shadow moving. I ease around the corner just in case. Sure, I have the rifle in my hands, but I don't want to use it unless I have to. Quick dart around the corner and take the same shooting stance I've seen countless times on TV. There's a woman standing there, about 10 feet away. She has reddish blonde hair and a small mousy build. She looks terrified and is visibly shaking. She's probably in her late 30s, wearing a lab coat with dark jeans and green Converse low tops. I have a strange sense that her fear is not just about her sudden appearance. She looks like a woman who's been running scared for a while now. Her hands are raised in surrender. She's not holding a weapon. She slowly approaches, taking a few steps ahead of me. It's Amy, right? He asks. She blinks, seemingly surprised that he knows her name. Yes, she says, and you're Marcus. She nods absently and then looks to my rifle. I'm not going to use it. How do I know that? She asks. You're trespassing on government property in the midst of a huge catastrophic event and you have a rifle. How am I supposed to believe you? I have a friend back in the command center who needs medical attention, I say, and we're looking for the rest of our crew. I'm really sorry, but I don't know where they are, she says. Do you know what's happened? Marcus asks. From the power outage? I don't know what caused it, she says, but there was an experiment taking place when outage occurred. Something happened, and she trails off here, giving me a look of distrust. I saw things on the security monitors, Marcus says. The experiment failed, didn't it? I don't know the specifics, Amy says. I barely escaped the 3rd floor. I was going to go to the command center to see if security footage showed anything, but then I saw you and the gun. Listening to their conversation, I'm feeling totally in the dark. What has you so scared? She looks at me, her eyes wide and terrified. Who are you anyway? She asks. I quickly give her my story. The loggers standing in the woods, following peculiar explosion at the logging site. As I tell her, recognition blooms in her eyes. You're one of the loggers? Yes. She then looks at Marcus and says, I thought they were being watched. They were, Marcus says. This was a freak accident and there's no proof that they were responsible. I feel myself wanting to submit to all of the questions that are piling up in my head, but Dennis is waiting for me. Medical help for Dennis? We need to help Dennis! I said that despite my curiosity, I need to get Dennis help as soon as humanly possible. Look, is there any medical help to be had here or not? I ask. Probably, Amy says, but you'd have to find Colonel Barksdale. He knows where all these sorts of supplies are. Where is he? Where is everyone else? I ask. At this, Amy starts to weep. She falls to her knees as if someone had struck her from behind. Gone, she says. Some were killed and some were just, I don't know. They disappeared right in front of me. What the hell's going on here? Disappeared? Yes, she answers. They were here 1 second and gone the next. Just, she snaps her fingers together for effect. Gone. Something's here with us, Amy says. We were conducting an experiment and it all went horribly wrong. Something came through. Came through what? Marcus asks. I don't even know that much. An entity, but whatever it is, it's still here somewhere, Amy responds. How could you not know? Don't you have full security access? I ask. No, I have access to almost everything, but there are 2 levels of security beyond my clearance. So what do you suggest we do now? I ask. I'm not sure, she says, wiping her tears away, but if you want to find your crew, we need to find Barksdale. He's in charge. Where is he? I ask. Down on the 3rd level, in the hangar. Then let's go, I say. It's not that easy, Amy says again, looking at the rifle in my hands. Why not? Like I said, something came through when the power went out. There's several of them, all roaming in the 3rd level. Several. Oh, man. All of a sudden, I got just flashbacks of Half-Life. When you're Gordon Freeman, and if you haven't played the first Half-Life, you should, because it's an awesome game. But yeah, when you're Gordon Freeman and you're running an experiment and then you just tear open the portal that makes all the creatures come from the other dimension. Let's see. Doesn't matter. Let's move. What came through? I know is that the others refer to them as entities. Amy shudders as she recalls the horrors she has seen. I don't even know how to describe them. I didn't get a good look, she says. All I did was run for my life. Behind me, I just heard screams. I know it's not very scientific of me, but I didn't feel like sticking around to learn more. She's right, Marcus says, stopping my train of thought. The things I saw in the monitors, it was crazy. This is insane, I bark. I'm going to the 3rd level to find this Barksdale guy. Thanks for your help. Wait, Marcus said, I'm sticking with you. If we want to get out of here, we have to find Barksdale, right? Yes, Amy says, but Ah, crap, sorry, my monitor just turned off. Barksdale is on the 3rd floor, and it's too dangerous to go back there. I figure I'll let them make their own decisions. In the meantime, I start heading back to the command center to get Dennis. Before I get there, I hear their footfalls behind me, getting closer. Giving me a questioning look, and she quickly looks away, clearly torn. Neither one of you know your way around here, she says. Looking for Barksdale on your own would be suicide. Like it or not, she has a point. Fine, I say, and let's get Dennis from command center and head down together. Is Dennis gonna be gone? Back in the control room. Went to the command center, and I'm happy to see that Dennis has regained some of his color. We're going to use some help, I tell him, and then we're going to find the crew and get the hell out of here. More help would be great, he says. With the way you ripped off my shirt earlier, I'm not letting you touch me again. Wait, Amy says, maybe one of us should stay here with him. I'll be okay, Dennis says. He stands to his feet with a grunt. You don't know what's out there, Amy says. I saw them. I saw what they can do. This facility is not safe. Shit, so maybe I should have taken his shirt slowly. I don't know. Obviously, there's different dialogue because of the different actions you take, but I wonder how different. Are there any of them on this floor? What can they do? Shit. Alright, let's see what they can do. Never mind, she says. Come on, we just need to be careful. Marcus looks a little hesitant, but he nods his agreement, and the 4 of us exit the command center. Heading back out into the hallway, I look back to the monitor. I take a final look at the screen and shows my wrecked logging site and feel a pang of sorrow. Then I look to the other monitors showing live feeds of the facility's security cameras. I try to tell myself that I'm not looking for any sign of Amy's creatures, but I can't. That's exactly what I'm doing, and there's no need to pretend otherwise. We head back through the hall and towards the elevator. The tension that exists between us is like a physical presence. Ooh, back in the elevator. Step inside the elevator, and those pristine doors close. Inside the elevator, Amy seems to become much more guarded and distant from us. I want to assure her that I mean her no harm, but I'm also not going to put the rifle down. So you have pretty high clearance in this place, right? I ask her. That's right. So what kind of experiment are we talking about? What went wrong? When she starts to answer my question, I can tell that it is something of relief for her to get some of it off her chest. There's been a lot of work on a project taking place here over the last 3 years or so. The purpose is to find out if there is any real viable science behind point-to-point instantiation, or whatever. Like teleporting, I ask? Oh my god, Marcus says. I had no idea. I knew there was some weird stuff here, but nothing this insane. It's really not at all that insane, Amy says. We found our first major breakthrough about 9 months ago. We were able to transport a live rat from its cage on level 3 to a small lab in New Mexico. The trip took the rat 5 seconds. Are you kidding me? Dennis says. I can tell that he wants to sound as if he is mocking the idea, but he fails. He is scared. Not at all, Amy says. The problem was that when the rat arrived, its retinas were detached and its intestines were on the outside of its body. So that's why there was that picture of that guy. What does this have to do with us now? Did you ever perfect it? Well, obviously not if they had the person. Well, about 6 months ago, we successfully made that same experiment. The rat arrived in great health, and this time in just 3 seconds. Still, one of the things that we needed to tweak in order to make the process completely safe was to figure out how to keep the subject on a straight course. When the matter is being transported, not only are atoms being unknit and then put back together upon arrival. Unknit, transported? Yes, deconstructed and translated through space. It's the only way we know how to do it right now. But the issue, as I said, comes in keeping the deconstructed subject on a straight course of its destination. When the process occurs, we are deforming space-time, we are creating a shortcut through space, and that has risks. Why exactly? Dennis asks. Because there are many more dimensions in space than the 3 we exist on. She explains, there's some evidence that there are as many as 10. So when you send a rat to New Mexico, it's traveling through another dimension to get there, I ask. Basically, and because of that, we are trying to get a better understanding of what those other dimensions are capable of. Things that a great deal of the population would be scared of if they knew what we were doing, hence all the privacy. And today the power went out as we were right in the middle of an experiment. Something happened. What, I don't know. She's speaking with an authority of someone who knows what she's talking about. Is that why those creatures are here? What have you seen in these dimensions? Huh. Yeah, that's... I wonder if the person who made this was reading the whole thing about teleportation. Because there's a theory that I've seen and read as well, that when we discover teleportation, the theory is that obviously you get basically ripped apart atom by atom, taken to the area that you want to go, and then you get put back together. And there's even theories about it that how do you know that it's still the same you? Maybe because if it's ripping you atom by atom, then you're basically being killed. And when you get created on the other side, they say that that's a clone of you, a copy, so that the original, they say in theory the original person died and now you're just a copy with the same memories and everything. Kind of like, think about it like Soma, but when it's the consciousness is transported to the other one, then the first body gets destroyed. Oh man, I really enjoy this. This is awesome. I love this kind of stuff. Alright, let's see. What have you seen in these dimensions? This one. Other worlds, other Tegmark universes where our laws of nature don't apply, she says, not bothering to explain what that means. I'm not cleared for such things, but I do get the reports. What reports? Marcus asks. I'm given access to the results of the tests. In other words, Marcus replies, clearly upset, you guys have been peeking into other dimensions and taking notes on what you see. I can't believe I've wasted my life for this, he murmurs to himself. He looks like he's starting to freak out. It's exactly like Half-Life. Amy is quiet. Her expression indicates that she is waiting to see how I react to all this. I should say they're insane, but I really think it's awesome. Here, the thing is, obviously, if we do peek into other dimensions, what's not to say that there are other beings out there? We just can't see them. A lot of people say that obviously ghosts could be just beings from another dimension, and then that they're just kind of for a brief moment just ripping through space and time just to be seen for a brief moment, and then they're gone. Oh man, I'm smiling because I really like this. This is awesome. I'm so glad I bought this game. I'm gonna stick with mine. That's incredible. I'm impressed by Amy's work. So this is like an interdimensional stuff, I ask. In a way, Amy answers. Marcus, on the other hand, is incredulous. I don't want anything to do with this, he says. All this time I've been working for. He laughs cruelly, and the sound of it makes my blood go cold for a moment. Just a single level beneath my feet, you assholes have been tearing apart space and time, Marcus continues. When the elevator doors open, I can't get out fast enough. The tension is growing way too thick and for my liking. Inside of the elevators, we step out into what appears to be a massive industrial area. The carnage waiting for us is unlike anything I'd seen in the upper levels. what's down here. Hey guys, sorry I have to cut it off there, but this episode went on a little longer than I thought it would. So, thank you everybody so much for watching. If you like this video, hack that like button while you're at it. Hack that subscribe button for more videos. While you're at it, hit that bell to be notified about future videos as well. Comment down below and let me know what you think about this game in general, or how I'm doing, or how you're doing. And just share with a friend. And I will see you in the next video. Bye-bye.